two scans. Let me see. All right. Are you there?
Yes, I am. Can you hear me?
All right, cool. Hey, yeah,
Yep.
yeah, I can hear you. Awesome.
Awesome.
So you made it, man. So good. So it's all last minute stuff. I sent out some links and stuff. I was trying to get some other peeps on here too that do some sub
Yeah.
to buy and hold and all that good stuff. So, but yeah, that's pretty crazy. So now we're live right now. We're about 32 seconds into it. So I'm just going to drop down a couple things. You may or may not be able to see it, but it's for the 30 days to do a challenge live. And then stuff we're just going to talk about property. Wanted to kind of just talk about what's going on with creative real estate investing, what you got going on, because I know that life's I guess, sent you in a different direction, right? Because I know you're all crazy Cali bound, right, Mr. California?
Yeah.
And now you're out.
Born and
Now you're
raised
out
in
with
Northern California, man.
the wild animals.
Yeah. I mean, you could hear I'm out in the wild. I'm out, you know, in nature with the noise in the background.
How do you like that?
I love it. Welcome in, Mohammed. Welcome in. Hey, like he
Yeah,
said, check it out. Check that
right.
30 days to a deal challenge. Everybody, sign up for that. You'll be getting linked up with Eric, the rest of the team, including myself. It's gonna be awesome. So make sure to check out that 30 days to a deal challenge. I was able to get a deal in 30 days. I know anybody else can. If I can, y'all can too. That's all I'm saying.
That's awesome, bro. How did so? What are you doing down in the Midwest?
Uh, I'm out here in the Midwest. Because, I mean, like I said, I was in Northern California, not too far from you and stuff. And life kind of took us in a different direction. To where it's like I had gotten a property a few years ago out here in Missouri, and things kind of happened to where it's like we came out here to visit in the Missouri Kansas area. We liked it. It
Hmm.
was for a family emergency situation where we decided to be like, well, there's a lot of opportunity out here. It's different. I've seen a lot of opportunity with real estate and stuff like that. And like, I was in California doing deals all over the United States. I mean, anywhere I go, I can do it. So I was like, all right, let's have a change of scenery and let's
Okay.
work some deals out there. Because I mean, if I'm already doing them virtually out here, why not come out here and actually do them? In real time is how I say it in real life.
Right.
So it's different. So coming out here now, being out here, I have the property. It was rented for the last few years and stuff like that.
Hmm.
Um, and it's not too far from me. I was able to actually finally go see one of my assets. That's the cool thing about it. Just as much as I do, we've obtained properties all over the U.S.
Yeah.
and we have them as investments. And it's like when we finally get to go and see them in real life and stuff, and those are ours, and we got them, or they're mine, or they're yours and stuff. And we went Subto on this one in Missouri, so it
Hmm.
wasn't like normal. And I like doing that. That's something I always enjoy doing is the subject too way because I mean not all of us could always qualify at that exact point in time for a regular loan.
Right.
You know, so it's things
Yeah.
that you know kind of fell into place for me that got me out here, and now like we're we're heading towards doing that fix and flip. So that's what's going to be awesome. I'm excited for that.
So going out there to Missouri is that kind of because you're a California boy, man, right? But I do
Yeah,
know that you do like the woods and all that
yeah,
crazy compound stuff, right? So
yeah,
it's probably a good fit for you, you and your family.
yeah. It is. I've always wanted to get out of California. Like I said, I've been California grown, born and
Yeah.
raised, but
Right.
it was just I've been to different states, I've been to different places and stuff throughout my
Hmm.
life, and it's never enough. I've been in California too much, so like I said, it was time to go somewhere else and expand my horizons and like branch out and network more.
How's that going? How's it feel to be doing that?
And it feels good. I mean, it's weird to be honest. It's like a lot of people out here are like super nice, really cool. I'm
Right.
not used to that. You know how it is out there in Cali,
Yeah.
man. It's
Yeah.
gutter. Like we're not. This is just a joke, but we're almost pretty much getting at each other's throats left and right for a deal and stuff. Or like anything and stuff like that. But out here, it's a little bit different. They're a little bit more open. They're cool with it. They're good to learning new strategies. They don't know all the strategies and stuff that we kind of been doing. Like, not a lot of people out here know about Subject to and other styles of investments that we do and stuff like that.
Mhm.
So me being out here and telling them about it, and
Yeah.
then learning about it and stuff, and showing them like, hey, look, I obtained one like this. You guys can too. It's
Okay.
like okay, you know. So it's
Yeah.
a good
Yeah.
thing. It's a good thing all around.
Interesting. So how's that working though? So what are you doing? So obviously, so we pulled some data, so we're going to be working some data, and on the Zoom, we're going to get into that, and we'll talk a little bit about how the deals can break down, be broken down, as well as the deal you got, right? Or obviously the
Yeah.
property that you own, the asset that you have, and now you're going to go ahead and go through the process of actually fixing it up, flipping it, and all that good stuff, and then reinvesting your funds because I know you want to tap into like what duplexes, quads, multifamily, things of that nature, right?
Yeah. Yep. It's time to level up and go up a notch. And I feel like the time's right now. Anyways, with how everything is, there's enough equity in the property. I had it long enough. I enjoyed it, but now it's time for me to pretty much evolve and grow my business and stuff and try a new venture. So that's why we're going into the fix and flip. You know,
Mm-hmm.
that's gonna be a new frontier that we're going to face and overcome and like be able to say that we conquered that, and that's gonna be another accomplishment to know that
Right.
like a fix and flip as well. Then after that, reinvest the funds into something even bigger, and everybody's gonna be able to know about it and stuff like that. We're gonna do the best we can to how can I say, well, record the situation and be able to give them some content on it. There's going to be a lot of stuff going on about the fix and flip. So we're going to take videos and give them some content, seeing how the house is before and after.
Yeah.
It's going to be great.
Cool. And then obviously, because I know that I'll see if it comes up here, but I found something out there, and I can share. It's not on the Zoom link. In the Zoom link, I wanted to keep things a little bit more private. But looking in that area, there was some pre foreclosures as well, and they're actually not too far from the property. And we pulled those up. One was like new construction, only a couple years old, and then the other ones are a little bit older. Some probates were popping up, some vacant properties, not as many pre foreclosures because I think it's a different jam out there. It's not like California, right? Get an
Right.
NOD, it's a default, 90 days. Then we go to a notice of trustee sale, 45 days, then auction, right? So I know Texas is a little bit, Texas is pretty quick and fast, but they do things a little bit different. But Missouri, I think it's I don't recall if it's judicial or non-judicial, right? Um, I don't remember. Do you remember? Which
No, I don't
that's cool.
right now.
No worries. But at the end of the day, too, you've been kind of doing some things, right, with another business, right? So I know that you got your
Yeah.
family out there. You're doing, the real estate stuff. You're obviously got a little business. Your wife can be doing some business as well.
Yeah.
Kind of getting foot there, right? It's going to be like, I assume you're going to be there for a while.
Yeah, we're going to be here settling for a while. You know, it's going to it's gonna grow from here. Like I said, it's something new, something fresh, and like you said, yeah, I have my other business. I run a comic book and collectibles business.
Cool.
It lets me doing real estate. Ever since I started teaming up with you, Eric, it's freed up a lot of my time from me and my family.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I could say that after doing a certain amount of deals and stuff like that, I was like, yeah, I could let me veer real quick and try something else and everything because I know once you do it once, you can do it again. It's a rinse and repeat type method, and we did it, and we kept going, and we're still going. But for a little time, I just like wanted to try something new,
Yeah.
and I was able to do that, and because everything that I did with real estate, I was able to do that. I was able to use some of the funds from real estate investing to invest into a whole new business and start fresh. Purchased a collection, and then started a whole new LLC, a whole new company,
Mm-hmm.
and been doing comic book exclusive, going to Comic Cons, selling books every time I do a stream. And when I'm not doing that, I'm either hanging out with the family, or helping my wife get her cafe going, because
Hmm.
that's a cool thing. She's getting her cafe going, and if
Okay.
I'm not doing that, I'm doing real estate. I'm just hanging out with the kids or doing the comics. And it gave me a lot more freedom instead of having to kind of clock in and
Yeah.
have somebody tell me what to do
Yeah.
and how
Right.
to do it and
Yeah.
how to do it and for how long, so I can get paid a certain amount of money.
Right.
And it's just like I got tired of that. I've
Gotcha.
always been really an entrepreneur, so when I found real estate,
Yeah.
it was like a whole new ball game, and it changed me and it changed my perspective on life with everything. Now, if I can do it with a house and a property, which can be hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars,
Yeah.
which we've done, right, then it can be done with anything else.
Right.
And that showed me right there, that I'm capable. I had to take the challenge. I took the 30-day challenge,
Gotcha.
and, and it was what happened, Eric. In that 30 days, we ended up with 10 different individual properties, all by one person, all on one contract. 10, not one, not two, not three, not even five, dude. It
Yeah.
was something for the records that I remember to this day, and I tell everybody. 10 of
All
them
right. That's
in
pretty
Texas.
awesome.
Yes.
Yeah, I know
And I
you're
wouldn't have
that'd
known
be
what to
that'd be the
do.
shit.
I wouldn't have known. I wouldn't have known what to do if I wouldn't have linked up with you, because before I was trying to do real estate on my own, and using all these programs and softwares and
Yeah.
spending hundreds of dollars, dude, and it didn't work. It just made me want to give up and stuff. So once we got together and we started teaming up and doing deals, it changed.
Yeah.
It changed my perspective. So
Cool. Cool. So how was that? How was that? Because I know a lot of people get into it. Everybody starts differently, right? Like I started with reading books, right? Let me read a book, and then was the book any good? And then obviously bought a little tiny course I can afford. Watch, when I got started, obviously there was CDs and shit, right? My
yeah,
first seminar was actually cassettes, right? So that then a stack about 40 pounds of books. They had to study and read and all kinds of shit, right? And
yeah.
then super important to to read what they're delivering to you. And I guess nowadays, right, you got videos, PDFs, and all that good stuff. So like when you were getting started, I know you kind of going through, like you said, buying some little courses here and there, right? And then what was the hang up? I mean, what was keeping you from actually doing something, from actually getting a contract, or maybe whatever it was? What was holding you back, or what got you stuck? Why were you stuck?
First, I can honestly say this, and everybody needs to realize this. It's your own self and your accountability. You have to take action. You have to actually do it yourself. And I did, and I did full throttle, but a lot of the programs that I started off with were not fully thorough.
Hmm.
So yeah, I was able to go through and talk to a seller and get the information from a seller and stuff like that,
Yeah.
and then go and pretty much meet them in person and do the walkthrough.
Okay.
But then that course didn't provide me the correct contract for that, because I was in a certain state, or because it didn't say certain things and stuff. Or the videos didn't clarify how to do a full solid walkthrough and how to negotiate the numbers, or like, break it down to them, especially
Yeah.
if they're doing like some type of pre-foreclosure and stuff like that. So
Right.
uh, I had to pretty much learn and be able to do all that. But I was pretty much hung up on, because I didn't really know how to come at the sellers correctly in the beginning.
Hmm.
Because a lot of the scripts and a lot of the stuff that I read and a lot of stuff that I was using was like kind of cutthroat, straight to the jugular.
Hmm.
And it's like, hey, you're dealing with pre-foreclosure, and you're gonna go to auction. You should just give me a house, and I could offer you this cash offer type stuff. Like, I was like, what? So no wonder I got the type of responses I did, you know, and it didn't work too well for me. So like I said, it kind of discouraged me,
Hmm. Okay.
and I kind of was like not wanting to do it anymore and stuff. And then when I linked up with you and we started going through the process, and you helped me train, and you played like the good seller, bad seller, and like in between because everybody is different and nobody's really the same.
Right.
And we got to understand that people have different situations going on, and people really don't want to be called up and told what they already know what's going on. Sometimes
Yeah.
you kind of got to just be easy and stuff, and like find a good person or like a mentor or somebody like that can help you learn. That's what I could say. I was hemmed up because, like I said, those couple things right there, and the last thing, but
Yeah.
actually to be the first thing is because I really didn't know what I was doing. I needed like a mentor or somebody to tell me
Mhm.
how to present myself and how to be and what type of mindset to have
Gotcha.
and things like that.
Gotcha. Has that mindset stuff helped you?
Yeah, it has. I mean, even now at times and stuff, I have to sit back and think when stuff starts getting to me. I have to be like,
Yeah.
oh man,
Right.
I know better. I know better.
Right.
You know?
That's cool. That's some good stuff there. True for sure. And truth, I'm going to say that's a 100%. Now, a lot of the stuff that we're going through, and as you're learning and progressing and getting your mind shaped for doing what you wanted to do and believing in it, because obviously, if you don't believe in yourself, who else is going to believe in you, right? If you don't believe you can do it, then it's going to be very hard to try to talk with the seller and convince them to say, yeah, hey, I'm here to buy your property, right? Without a credit check, without pulling your information, without checking you out. Maybe they'll check you out a little bit, but you're piggybacking on AHA, so it got you into the door until you're able to do your own thing, right, as most will do, and then go from there. Now, we're doing this process. There was a lot of mindset that had to be in place, right? Had to like get you and then fill in the pieces of the puzzle. Because obviously, the other programs probably give you a puzzle, but then there's pieces that are missing, right? And without the pieces or knowing where they fit, I can only imagine how frustrating that could be because I've been through it too. I went through the same thing, right? Until I actually found a mentor. And then, but I also brought, tremendous value to him and picked his brain. Plus, I was already, fired up and putting processes and systems together, and which is a little bit different than just going into a program. I looked at programs; they're 20 grand, and when I found out I wasn't going to be trained by them, I was like, shit. I was really gonna, hey, if I can get trained by this person, I'll find the 20,000. I'll sell my car. I'll do whatever I got to do, right, to figure out how to make it happen. Because that's usually it's two things. It's either the person doesn't think they can do it, or it's the money, right? And we got that solved. Because I think I was sharing with you, right? We got financing in place where it don't matter if you feel you cannot do it, then that's on you. It's probably not going to be a good fit anyways, and you know that, right? You know how
Right,
this works, man. You have to show up to the party, right? You got to execute. You got to take action. If you don't, then it's all for nothing, right? And then
right,
so so at the same token, a lot of well, I don't. It's the money. If you're in the business, people don't understand that, right? And you know that, right? Because you've been doing the comic book business, doing other businesses. When you start a business, it's a business, and you have to do what? You got to have some funds, right? You got to
yep,
treat it like a business. You got to set it up and work your stuff like a business, not just like put your toes in the sand or the water, right? And that's what I did. I took it like, hey, this is something I'm going to have. I have to build this business. I got to look and figure out how this is going to maneuver. How is somebody going to perceive me when I'm talking to them, and how things, all that stuff. Obviously, we brought down and shared with you and others across the United States of America for the mentees. But how powerful has it been for you to say, look, man, it's not just like knowing the stuff, right? Like when you read a book and then you take a test, right? That's fine. That's like going to college or school, right? But it's
yeah,
not going to apply in the real world, right?
right,
So how did that work for you when we're working together, knowing that it's all muscle memory? If you want a video or a PDF, it's like, hey, I'm still not getting it, no problem. Put one together for you, just for you, and you're good to go. Unless a lot of people are asking the same questions, right? Then put a video together and just give it to people. But when we're working together, and you know how this works, right? Is that shit? It's all about what? Muscle memory and taking action, right? Until you get your aha moments. How did that
yeah,
work for you? How was that different, or how did you? I know because in the beginning you kind of had some reservations about, oh man, I'm not sure. Hopefully this works. Is it going to work? What do I got to do? This is different. I'm not watching all kinds of videos or reading PDFs and shit, right? Just kind of leap of
right,
faith and go. Let's get your micro goal. Let's build a target, right? Figure out what you
yeah,
want to do. Then making sure that I challenged you to say, hey, make sure you pick up your book, go buy it. And this doesn't think you grow rich, but the business Bible, right, brother? Start
yeah,
reading. part of the program, and to start shifting your mind. And then once you're done with your micro goal list for the next, 6 months, a year, 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, 10 years, some goals, tangible and intangible things. Then what happened next, right? We had to have that call, right? Go over this stuff. And then, have you ever written goals before? I'm sure you have, but have you ever like written them out and then try to figure out a game plan and put a target together before we hooked up, or was that normal for you?
No, I've always had goals. I've written them down, and I've always just like told myself I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it, but never a game plan, never like an outline or anything until like we actually sat down and said, okay, well, take this amount of calls to get this amount leads, and if you want to get these leads to convert into in-person walkthroughs, then it's this amount and stuff like that. So we started to break down the numbers, and we had a goal, and I knew what I wanted to do, and you were able to help me get there by like sitting there and like pretty much holding me accountable and making sure I would read my book, I would make those calls, and I would do like positive affirmations to myself, and I would have to think positively because
Right.
if you go in really thinking and feeling afraid, which I used to most of the time,
Mm-hmm.
it didn't work. Obviously, they could sense it, they could smell it, almost like they were predators, smelling somebody's fear and stuff, and it should have, and not saying it should be the other way around either, but it should be to where they could smell confidence and like, okay, this guy knows what he's talking about, he knows what he's doing. I feel comfortable working with this guy,
Mm-hmm.
and that's another thing. A lot of these little programs and stuff that's been out, these half-washed ones. We don't say names or anything like that. There's tons of them out there from all different types of people, but it's created kind of a bad taste in a lot of sellers' mouths sometimes and stuff when it comes to working with investors sometimes, or like hearing us out,
Yeah.
and having to put that stuff to the test and having to practice every day and talk to them and make sure I did them calls. Every single call was different. Every single call was always different,
Correct.
and the stories were crazy sometimes, and sometimes they were very heartfelt. I understood. I went, I can relate
Right.
and everything, and it helped me a lot. Like it helped me a lot, and it helped me to achieve my goals by seeing that they had a goal too, whether it was to move to another state and get some money from the house before they lose it and they have nothing left in life, and try to go be with the rest of the family, or to try to really save it and we could do some type of loan modification, or help them with fixing it up and then listing it, whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
It knew that it let me know that they had goals, and if I could help them reach their goals, then I was ultimately getting closer and closer to reaching mine and stuff. And I didn't know that
Mm-hmm.
before, um, at all. It was something new for me to understand that and stuff. And I didn't understand that and know that until we got together and you kind of like showed me and taught me and broke it down to me.
It was a process, right? Until you got your
Yeah, it
aha
was a
moment.
process. It took
Yeah.
a minute for me to get the aha. It
Right.
did. I know, and that's just me. Everybody's different,
Right.
Sometimes it's 1 month, 2 months, 6 months, a year. But the thing is, you got to stay consistent and stay positive and stay focused because ultimately, at the end of the day, you're creating your reality and
Yeah.
what you want to happen in it.
Right. A little bit of faith,
Yeah,
belief, showing up to the
yeah,
party, executing,
right,
seeing results. Then when you see
yeah,
the results, belief happens, aha moments start clicking, triggers start happening, right? And then you go
yeah,
over and over until you get your aha moments, rinse and repeat. Is pretty much how it usually works. And like the submission, right? What we call, right? The mission is the submission. And understanding how to do that, going, well, why? Why am I asking all these questions? Why am I asking these questions in this manner? Why am I saying it this certain way, right? Because it's like you can say one word and say it a certain way. I can say it another way. You may get it, you may not get in the door, and I will. Or if it's you replicating what we do and someone else just trying to wing it, right? They were wondering, well, how come it's not working for me? How come I'm not getting in the door? But then when you do it, Victor, it's like, well, shit, I got a full submission, right? That happens all
right.
the time. Why do you think that is?
It has a lot to do with has a lot to do with knowing what to say and like being able to understand the homeowners and like breaking things down, and finding a solution for everybody. I mean, for me, a
Hmm.
lot of it just had to do with just like really taking action and understanding that I can do it, because if everybody else can, I can. Um, Helping other people do it. It's a cool situation and stuff. So it's just like I don't know. For me, all that other stuff was starting to just like dissolve, like all the negative thoughts, all the feeling like I wasn't good enough and stuff like that. It was all starting to shift and change. So things just started just like ultimately manifest easily. There were some deals that would manifest instantly. Sometimes, like it's like you know, I could make like what 10 calls and then end up getting 2, 3 leads and then meeting actually all 2 or 3 of them, and then being able to get like 2 out of the 3 locked up,
Hmm.
and in contract. So
Right, and that was a
I had
process
to,
that had to be learned. Right, it's like each
yes,
had to become. Hey, let's go ahead and do live role play.
yes,
Let's understand your almost like a contract. Even when we did contracts 101, right? You have to
yeah,
know
I remember that.
every part of the contract. What does it mean? What is it there for? Why is it there? And then the
Yeah,
lead gen form. Like, let me see. I think I could pull it up. Maybe I'll pull one up. I think I had it up before, but let's see. It's right here. I'm pretty sure, right? Right there. Make me an offer, right? So you
yeah,
had to, this is what makes you money. This is where the mission is the submission, right? So let me pull it up real quick and share that. Obviously, you remember this, and the bottom line is that it's designed. And you got to hop around on this thing. You just don't ask the questions up and down, and you don't tell people that it's what that it's the intake form, right?
right,
Let me get this information to fill this application out first, right? It's like no, we have a conversation first, right? We get their name, confirm their address, get them to talk about what they know, right? The house. Talk about the house. Like you mentioned something earlier. All these people are calling spaghetti at the wall and saying, "Hey, you know what? How much you want for your house? I'll offer you this, that." Agents are calling, trying to list the property. Brokers are trying to call them. Lenders are trying to call them to get them a loan or not, right? All these
right,
people bombarding them, and then you come along and it's like, well, why are you different? How are you going to keep them on the phone long enough to get all this information that takes about what 15 minutes or so, right? Or maybe even longer when you actually build a relationship with them and they start telling
yeah,
you everything from birth until now, broke down their wall. They trust you. They may go look at, hey, what's your website? Take a look at what's going on. You give it to them. They look it up on their phone. Oh, okay, cool. Where you been? How old? Not how old you are, but how long you been in business? Who are you with? What are you? What are you doing? What exactly do you do? Because there's a lot of times out of 10 they're thinking, oh, it's probably an agent wants to list it, and I don't want to list it. Or maybe it's another investor, like you're saying, the spaghetti at the wall peeps, the unexperienced ones that are what rude, and then you get experienced ones, man, that are rude too, right? Because they're like, you know what? They're tired of all the, what is it like when you date the courtship? They're like, man, no, look, you want to sell your house or not? It's going to go to foreclosure, or if it's a probate, or if it's a jacked up pad, right? Then they're like, you know what? You're not going to get what you want from it, but I'm willing to give you cash. Some of them have attitudes, some are good, some get all the information right. But the way we do it is a bit differently, right? We're actually building a relationship with them. And now tell me a little bit about that, because obviously the mission is submission, and it's true. We've had others. Hey, they jump on there and they're going, "Oh my God, they're not getting any leads," or they bitch and cry about it, right? Oh, why am I not getting leads? Why are people not answering? Or when they do answer, how come they're not? I'm not be able to get. They don't want to talk to me. What's the difference between what you're doing when you do it, when you learn it right, and stuff you've learned when we shared it with you, and others that are having a hard time until they actually frame it like you just said? Because you said it earlier, right? You frame it. It's a mentality. The ego is a good ego, the encouragement and all those things, and how you feel better about it. So you feel what? You feel more secure in getting that information and then knowing that you can help them. They may not know that they need help or that there are other options, right? But if you
right,
have the confidence when you go in, the frame of mind changes, right?
yeah,
Universe changes, the thought patterns change, right? They can hear that
yeah,
smile on your face. They can hear the security, or they can hear the confidence going. Yeah, I'm here to help you. I'm not here to steal your house from you. If we can't make a deal, it's literally in your thought process, because that's how we do things, right? You know that is that hey, if we
Yeah.
can put it together, we're here to help you, and if we can't, then we'll walk away, and hopefully you don't get burned or ripped off by another agent, broker, investor, or whatever, right? And that's different from what other people do. So tell me a little bit about this submission thing, right? And how you had to put your mind and shift it to go, man. Uh, this is because some people they're like, yeah, it's easy peasy, but then when they go do it, they're not performing right, or they go, yeah, this
Right.
is easy peasy, and then they just fall right in it because they believe it, they understand it, they go, okay, I get it, and then they perform right, and then the next step is going, well, shit, now I got to go and talk with them, write up an offer, negotiate a deal, right, and so
Hmm.
the process there, especially the way we do, which is a little bit different. Kind of share with me what you thought about this, or what you already know how it works, but when you're starting it and getting into this, was it easy for you, or kind of hard, or something you had to wrap your mind around to say, man, hopefully this shit works, or what was the thought process?
All right. So when I first started, I know you probably remember, but I was a little robotic, like most people will be. We will get the script and we will just say it. Hey, hello, my name is Victor, and I'm interested in purchasing your property. Do you have time to talk right now? And so we just go down this list, and we kind of just try to go down this list and go down this list, right?
Mm,
And um, and when we're sitting there and we're talking and like just everything that's going on and stuff, right? You have to know how to start it. So when I was just trying to read it, and people would be like, "What are you doing? Why are you asking me those questions? Why do you need to know that? Why do you need to know if I'm behind that?" So I realized and learned that you have to be a little bit more organic with it. Honestly, you have to be more confident, like I said, and you have to with different people. I don't know. It's like almost like a vibe thing. People.
mhm,
I mean, we're all people. We all can sense how people feel about us, or like how we want people to feel, perceive us, right? So when you're getting on that phone, you don't want to sound like a robot. You don't want to sound like every other Tom, Dick, and Harry that calls them trying to get their house. You want to build a solid relationship, and you kind of want to open the door by doing that. So with this script, it's for me. I've always jumped around. Once I get a hold of somebody and I talk to them,
mhm,
I learned, okay, when I'm talking, okay, so I'll jump into starting to ask stuff about, okay, so I see that you're talking kind of like this, like you really don't need to speak to me right now. You don't want to speak to me. What's going on? And
mhm.
then that's when they usually tell me that they've heard about 100 other people just like us. And I'm like, well, let me tell you a little difference about us. We have multiple options, and I'm here to listen to what you got going on first. I'm not here to just say, hey, this is my solution. How can I provide your solution if I don't hear what you got going on?
Yeah.
I don't know necessarily what's going on. So I have to sit here and take the time to listen. So how
Mhm.
about you start? And when I feel that there's a time for me to ask a few questions and stuff, and you feel comfortable answering, is that okay? And we proceed. Before that, before having that script and stuff, I've used other scripts, like I said. It didn't work well. And then even the fact of just not having role play made it difficult because I was just like, okay, I'm gonna call and say this, and somebody will be like, "What the fuck? Why are you calling me?" Excuse my French on the stream, guys. Listen, but let's be real. We've
Yeah.
had so I mean, if you guys already make calls and stuff, you guys are gonna have to deal with the good, the bad, and the ugly. But that's what keeps you going because for every no you get, there's gonna be a yes. You gotta wait. There'll be a yes. You'll get some no's, but once you get that yes, it it matters because you count all the no's that it took to get there, and learning how to use the script to where it gets embedded in almost into your mindset
Right.
that you can just be with it, be away with it. You can literally just hop on a call and talk to them and get everything that you need from them without having to look at the script. I think like after practicing for 30 days on the script and
Yeah.
using it, after 30 days, it's there as a tool, but
Hmm.
most of the mentees won't even need it by then because they'll be so used to using it because they'll be making calls. That's another thing. Here, it's accountability, and we're gonna call your asses. We're gonna bug you. We're gonna make sure that you're gonna do what you got to do because we are on the line just as much as you guys, and we want everybody to grow and succeed because when you do it, we do it. And that's what people have to understand that when you come with a team or become part of a group or with a group that is thinking as a whole, it's easier. So, I mean, there's been times that when you trained other mentees, I had to step into, and we've stepped in and everything to teach them different ways of how a seller can be. And that's ultimately made them even better,
Right.
and I see that. So, I mean, for me, that script has changed a lot for me from knowing how to talk to people more because it's a little different
Yeah, it's part of
than
the
the
art of
other.
the deal, right? High trust selling mixed with the straight line selling and the art of the deal is
Mm-hmm.
amplified method, right? Because it works. We're using
Yes.
psychological language when we're talking with people. It's almost like kind of feels sometimes I hate to say the word magic, right? But if you say a certain word and you say it a certain way, you kind of know what
Yeah.
the outcome is going to be. And open-ended questions, you're saying some things, and then it comes down the wire, and you're like, oh, okay, it's good or bad, but still, it doesn't mean the party's over, right? Because we
Right.
continue to do it. It was almost like a discovery call, is what a lot of people call it, right? Discovery and building a relationship with them, and you're learning the art of the deal, which is a sales skill. That's something that as I always say, no one can take it away from you, right, Victor? You've moved it into
Right.
your comic book business. Once you learn it and it's framed a certain way, you can use it in any business. I know. I remember you were talking and saying I was using this when I was at Walmart negotiating TVs and other stuff. Right? It becomes
Yeah.
second nature by doing it over and over in repetition, and it's muscle memory. And then you go, well, shit. Then you see the results. So it's almost like endorphins. That's why Facebook works, right? You get that instant gratification. But so you work it, you work it, you work it, you get what you need. You go, oh shit, that was awesome. You keep doing it until sometimes some people will get lazy, right? They're going, oh shit, I got to do these extra things and magic will happen. But if you don't do those extra things, right, then what happens? I'll just settle for it. Yeah, I'm not gonna send that plate back because the food sucked, but I don't want to deal with it right now. Knowing that if you did, you get another plate, you get some fresh food, you get a thank you, you might meet the manager. Hey, you might get free dinner, this and that. And they want to take care of you, right? That's the difference. What we do, right, is the amplified method is taking it further. Taking it further. I
Yep.
always feel like if you want to have the things that others do have, but you may want, and you don't want to work for them. That's not exactly how it goes, but you know what I'm saying, right? The bottom line
Yeah.
is to do those things, you have to do certain things to have what those have the stuff that you want. Maybe it's a Lambo, big house. Maybe it's a business. Maybe it's rings or shoes or all that good stuff, right? And others are not willing to work to get that point, right? They're rather just stick it with the job, a job. Hey, or put it down. That's not going to work. That doesn't work. That doesn't work. It's not that it don't work. It's that they don't want to get to work. I know your phone's going to be getting close here, so I know you only got a little bit more time to go, and I know you got some stuff probably with the kids and dinner and stuff. I do appreciate you coming on here, man. We're going to
Oh
allow
yeah,
you
man.
to do that stuff down in your area. Thank you very much for coming on here and sharing these wonderful things, man. I'm sure people are going to connect to it, but let's wrap it up with this. Wrap it up with what where are you at now? What are your goals? I mean, you don't have to like say your goals or anything, but just as far as what's on the table for you, man, the horizons and what we plan for you and others down the road as well. Has this been something good for you, or is obviously I guess what I'm saying is tell me what's your feedback, man, with what we're doing, how you can help others. I know you're going to step in and continue to help others as well as a coach and do some other stuff with mentees as they come aboard and work with us, right? Because I know you're
Yeah.
inspiring, and I know you like to inspire others, and you have a belief system. You understand how thoughts work, right? Thoughts are things, manifestation, and you have to have certain things to manifest things, right? And I know you understand that, and that's part of your
Yeah.
jam, right? And I get that.
Okay.
It's a good fit. But what can you leave? What juicy nuggets can you leave for anybody who watches this? And I recommend anybody to watch it back and forth, back and forth. Look for those golden nuggets, pro tips, because they're things that you can take into the field or you can take into your mind now. You may not get it, but it'll eventually, well, you know how that works, right? Get those triggers and then get your aha moments.
Yeah. All right. Well, I could say this: if it wasn't a great thing, I would not be with you guys still. Let's be real. Come on, people. I would still not be here. I wouldn't be on the team helping you future mentees with closing deals. Okay, this is a great thing. This is Americans helping Americans. We're helping other people break out of the poverty mindset into a more wealthy, abundant, healthy living mindset. Okay, it's not all just about the to change money. You have to sit there and have mental health, physical health. You have to sit there
Amen.
and be confident. Okay, you have to believe in yourself. We're gonna believe in you. You know, we don't let you down, so don't let us down. Kind of situation. Yes, what
Reciprocal.
that sounds like. That sounds like yes. Now you got some responsibility, but that's what you need, because
Right.
if you don't have the responsibility to be successful, then you're not going to. And if you don't have somebody behind you, you know, like a mentor or a group or a team that is
Mhm.
pushing you and telling you, let's go, it doesn't matter. If it fumbles, then we just move on to the next and keep going. Then how are you ever going to do it? It's hard.
Right.
So I
Yeah.
tell you this, people. All right, sorry about this. I'm over here chilling in a college town in Kansas, and literally my neighbors are a bunch of college kids, and it's awesome sometimes,
Yeah.
but sometimes it's not. But let's just say this. Let me just continue to wrap this up. It's an amazing journey that I've had. I'm here in Kansas now. I came from California. There's been other places I went to. I went to Las Vegas. I went to Los Angeles. I've went to different places in Nevada for properties that we looked at. I mean, we've done deals in Texas. We've done deals in Washington. We've done deals in where else? Man, there's so many places. Ohio, NorCal, SoCal, and what I mean by NorCal, SoCal, I mean like all in between. You know, there's so many states and cities and places to name. You know, so everybody understand this. Be confident. Find a mentor. Put yourself in a better position and a better mindset, and keep going. And just don't stop. That's all I could say, because if I would have stopped, I wouldn't be out here in Kansas right now. We're about to be doing a fix and flip. Me and Eric are going to be doing this, so you guys better stay freaking tuned. You guys are going to see so much content. We're going to be showing you the house before, the house after, the in between. So we're going to have like a bunch of snippets, you know, maybe some bloopers. Who knows? But I'm gonna tell you, it's going to be something awesome, you know, and you guys are going to be able to see, you know, one day you guys are gonna do it too, and we'll be a part of it with you.
Correct.
That's all I can say, man. I mean, that's
Cool.
pretty much it. I
I
can't wait to
appreciate it.
meet all these new other people that are gonna be coming on to the team, because it's
Awesome.
time. It's time to make more successful people in this real estate industry.
Yeah, the
It's,
market's
it's
shifting
enough. Yes.
for sure. I'm going to go ahead and put this in there. I put it in the chat. There's a obviously with the one-on-one mentoring, it doesn't cost a dime, but you can book a call with us, right? You can book a call. You can scan that QR code that's right there in the middle and lock in your mentoring spot. Go to the one-on-one, scan that, or just book a call with myself. And then if I'm not available, then Victor or will be involved as well. We can chat with you, see if it's a good fit, go from there. And there is a so don't let the this is something new. I just wanted to before your phone dies to share it with you. Right? Is that the financing? Right? We used to finance in house. We have investors now that are willing to finance anybody. So if it's the money, it doesn't matter. You can have a don't quote me on this, but I think it's correct. But a 580 score, 600, 620, 650 score, and still get financed. And if you can't afford 100 to 300 to 500 bucks a month, then you probably shouldn't be in this business because that's nothing. You'll find that in your couch. I
Right.
guarantee, right? I know you probably, people who do this, I've heard people spend 20, 30 bucks a day just on Starbucks and coffee and their bagel and, lunch and stuff, right?
Yeah, and their own personal vices. I mean, people
Yeah,
spend a lot of money on what they like to do.
right.
Whether listen, like I said, I run a comic book and collectibles company now,
Uh-huh.
so I have people that literally come to me and they say, "Hey, please don't say nothing, and don't send it to my house. send it to my job or send it in a different name or something like that because they have vices, right? They
Right.
enjoy buying the things that they like to buy. But you know what I tell them? I say, hey, man, you guys are putting it into an investment, so I'm not going to say too much. But I tell them this: think about real estate too. And I've had people that only did comics now started wanting to do real estate and getting into real estate.
Mm-hmm.
So, like
Right.
I said, real estate helped me with comics, and comics helped me with real estate because of that. Everybody, you guys may have vices. You guys may spend $100 a month on your favorite, uh, foods or whatever it may be. If you guys can do all that, if you guys, not to say like this, you guys smoke cigarettes or you guys like to party, just take it down a notch or something, or just think about it like this: this 150 bucks a month or whatever, how much it would be
Mm-hmm.
as an investment into yourself is worth it. Is worth it because you're literally investing money into yourself. You can't think about you investing into a company or a business or anything like that because sometimes you're gonna expect too much from the company and the business. What I'm saying is we're investing in you and you need to invest in yourself as well. And by doing that, don't be afraid of the cost because somebody could be like, oh, okay. And in 1 month, lock and close down a deal and be able to wipe the slate clean for the rest of what they owe.
Right.
It's amazing
No brainer.
on knowing that like now you're providing more financing for people like that. That's even an easier way for them to get in. You guys are so lucky because I didn't have that. If I would have had that back then, I for sure would have still hopped on it. So I tell you guys now, you guys better hop on it. That's a great deal.
No, it is really, and if you got to make a decision to sign up, now that's eliminated, right? So money can't
Yeah.
be in your way. And if you can afford a small payment, they'll finance you the whole enchilada and just let you make payments. That's a beautiful thing. So this way, and it's always been like that. You know that, right? That's why we've always
Yeah.
kept it lower than the competition, or not, I'll let me say the competition because it really isn't competition, but other people. They're
Right.
$1,000, $1,500 a month, right? And we
Right.
still we still would say, you know what? Hey, $500. We know you can afford that. It's $100, 125 a freaking week, right? You should, if you can't afford that, then you probably shouldn't be doing this business, right? Come on, because you're not
Right.
serious. But at the same token, now we have those people. So payments could be anywhere from $299, $399, $500, right? It's still low, and then they're gonna you just make the monthly payment, right? But then the main thing is you get to do what? Focus on real estate, real estate, real estate. Not focus on, oh my God, I got to do this, or I got to come up with this money, or I got to hurry up and close the deal. Like other people, we get the
Yeah.
luxury. You get the luxury to say, yeah, let's just hyper focus on what we need to do so you can be successful, right? And I think that's what helped you too as well, because even some of the in-house financing with you was more manageable, right? It was manageable. It
Yeah.
wasn't a crazy thing. And you got to focus on what needed to be done, right? By going into the market quickly. And plus you showed up to the party, man. So you showed up to the party, you're on it, you executed, you moved forward, you made the calls, you didn't wussy out or anything, right? You applied, you took that leap of faith and said, woo, let me jump off that cliff, brother. I'm just telling you, hey, just run fast enough, make sure you you don't hit the rocks, right? And make it into the water. And that's what you did, man. You just listened and you applied. And some think that it's not rocket science, right? It's not magical. It's just doing what you need to do with guidance, right? So, and the music stuff too, the same thing, right? You have to, you got to practice, 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 right? And you get your confidence over time. Did I lose you? Yeah, I think I lost him. All right, so his phone probably died. So we left out with some awesome, juicy stuff there. I do appreciate it. Thank you very much, young man, for your feedback and all that good stuff. Rock and roll. Good to see you. Good things are good. I'm glad that things are moving forward. Things happen for a reason as you move forward into this business, as you will see. I'm going to go ahead and share a little bit of something real quick, and then I'm going to wrap this up. It's with the one-on-one mentoring, as well as I'm going to bring we got something here for VIPeXecs. Let me see if I have it here. The QR codes, the captions. I'm going to put this right down here below. VIPeXecs Realty and Lending. Step into excellence. Basically powered by Amplified Media. I wanted to share a little bit about that, because the market is changing. It's shifting, right? A lot of agents are going to be getting out. So before you get out, definitely reach out, touch bases with us. We're here to help you. We're here to help you with the traditional real estate and adapting to the market of today's world and into the future, as well as adding some things that are going to help you kick ass in this industry along with ourselves, right? That's the creative real estate investing side. That's the investment side that others always want to. So, agents for a while they were going, oh, they're the enemy. And, investors saying the agents are the enemy. And then recently things, because of a lot of social media and things that are going on, people want to do deals, right? They're willing to integrate, right? Kind of mixing up the sauce a little bit, right? Until it doesn't happen, until they start going back to separation again. But that's not going to happen. The world is changing. The business is changing. I always say adjust, adapt, or perish, right? And we're going to rock and roll instead. So I do want to employ you to say, reach out, touch base, book a call with myself or Elizabeth, VIPeXecs Realty and Lending. If you're interested in place, it doesn't matter where you're at in the United States of America, you can place your license with us or anywhere in the world for that matter and say, look, this is what I'm looking, this is what I need. Let's see if we're a good fit. Let's see, hey, we got leads that are coming down the wire and we'll get you trained up, whether you're a buyer's agent, listing agent, or whatever it's going to be, or you're just going to work with us exclusively for a period of time and get a little bit of training and be mentored along with myself. And it's a beautiful, lovely thing. I like to call it a boutique real estate investment company, right? You can call it whatever you want. It's a brokerage, right? I work in the private sector. She works in the public sector. We got VIPeXecs. We got AHA, Americans Help Americans. Amplive, the American Mentee Program, powered by Amplive Media. Wonderful, lovely, lovely thing. We love to share it with you. We're building a team across the United States of America, but we're starting right here in beautiful, crazy Southern California. And who knows, right? I know there's some lovely places in Arizona and Texas. That's where we got our minds and our eyes set on those places as well. If you're from that area, definitely reach out. Or if you got properties, reach out. In the meantime, thank you very much, young man, for coming on. His phone actually died. So you heard all those cicadas or whatever the hell those things were, right? Sound like freaking locusts, and it was pretty crazy. But all good to go. Scan that QR code, rock and roll, and all what you do. Definitely reach out. Thank you very much. You have an awesome, awesome week. I'll be back tomorrow for the Sunday sermon, rants and raves, and hopefully I got enough coffee in me. Yeah, my voice is going to go this high, and I'm going to rock some stuff with you guys. Definitely, there should be a link in there. I want to get in there when this phone gets better. Or maybe a little bit, I want to do some private training on a Zoom call. And I want to show these leads to you, right? So even if you're an agent or a broker, I want to show you some of these other leads that, hey, we're going to put into the pond for you to work, but we got to get you up to par and make sure that you're making these calls the way, we do them. Kind of same thing with real estate and how we do the creative real estate investing, right? There's a process, there's a system, there's a way to say things, there's scripts. All those things are important. If you don't use those, then you're just kind of like making it up as you go, even if you've been doing it forever. If something works, you rinse and repeat. It works, rinse and repeat. Works, rinse and repeat. You don't change it up. You don't try to figure it out and make shit up. Now, if you make something up, do you keep on doing it over and over and over, or do you change it? No, you do it over and over and over and over until you have to fix it or adjust it, because that happens all the time too. All right, so without further ado, rock and roll and all what you do. Thank you for watching. Had a couple of people on here and, scan the QR code. I appreciate that. Definitely scan that QR code. Get that free surfing for deals for watching, right? Blow up your phone and email with sellers that need to sell. Definitely sign up for the one-on-one mentoring program. Pick a spot. Let's see if we're a good fit, because it is a selection process. And that's only for this month. We're looking for new peeps for the month of August. And what else we got? We got... I believe it was the mentoring, right? the group was free. Go ahead and do that. And the 30 days to a deal challenge. Okay, that's part of the one-on-one mentoring program. So definitely scan that. Let's chat. Let's talk. See if we're a good fit. All right. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye. Check really quick what we got here. Oh, yeah. There's the link, too, to get finance on any of this stuff. Take advantage of that. It's at coach.lending.online//Amplive Media LLC. Rock and roll in all that you do. Talk to you soon.